Hey, Eagle Run 23. We've got so many new subscribers on the channel. It's really amazing. We've grown by nearly a third, which is awesome. So I'm guessing many of you have not seen this before. This is my Tech Studios profile. This is how I sharpen a lot of the knives that we get in. And I don't sharpen knives professionally. I do this for fun. Wow, that cleaned up really good. Very shiny. So I just mostly do it for friends and family and neighbors and make YouTube videos about it. It's I don't charge for my services. I sharpen neighbors' knives for free, and I'm thinking about doing maybe a bit of a promotion where I could sharpen one of your knives for free. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you're subscribed, because I think that would be kind of cool. You send in a knife and then I'll send it back to you. Maybe I can send you a bag of coffee or something too. I have a coffee company. So anyway, this is the Tech Studios profile. This is better known as the Russian knife sharpener. This model is one of the original models. I got this in 2016, and they've changed a lot now. If you go to Tech Studios profile, which is most people call it the TSProof, if you go to their website, they've got really cool newer kits that are a little bit more refined than this one. This one is all handmade and machined. All the knobs and the knurling and everything was all done in-house, which is really cool. It was also a little bit expensive, but I thought it would be just super fun to have. And as you know, I sharpen knives with a stone as well. But this thing puts absolutely perfect edges on knives. It's just, I wasn't able to get that perfect until I had this. So been sharpening knives for probably 30 years or more, and it's just kind of an enjoyable pastime. I like to do it, and I like to share kind of what I learn on the YouTube videos. Now in the back of the videos here, let me move the camera. This green box that you see here, this is the famous box that the knife sharpener comes in. Now I believe they're still using that packaging, but they also come in like a plastic case now too. So I ordered the one without the base, and so I made my own base. I just clamp it down, and then we just put the knife in the jaw and get to work on it. Case XX USA. This is a stacked leather handle. Such a beautiful knife. Looks like it has a little tear right there. Looks like the leather maybe came out a little bit, but that part didn't make it. It's got a high polish on there. We're gonna get this thing real sharp. Let's check how it is right now. Whoa. Well, it did not feel like it was gonna do that. This guy is already pretty sharp. Well, down there it's a little jagged, but up here, not bad. So we won't need to do any major work to this, it looks like. We'll just put a really nice consistent edge on there. Okay, so we'll go to medium coarse, just so we make sure that we're doing a really good job. We're gonna check our angle up here. That's a 20, and it's lower than that. This might be like a 15 or 18. It's about a 15 degree. That's pretty cool. That's probably why it was doing so well on the paper there. So we just have soapy water in here. We use that to lubricate on the stones. Bring you in here close, and hopefully this will show up on camera. So it looks as if, as we saw, this knife was pretty sharp. It looks as if it was sharpened by hand, and I'm going to see if I can show you why. So this really reflective part here at the very end is the angle that I'm putting on right now. And you see as it goes down, right in through here, that goes, it waves up and it waves back down. Let me see if I can shade that. Yeah. So right there, you can tell that the angle, see, it's touching the apex and it's not touching the apex. I wish I could get better light on this for you. So we're gonna focus right here. So watch as I hold this up above the light here. Do you see how that is not touching? So this is one of the strong points of this knife sharpener, is the edge consistency is just perfect. There's no wavering up or down on the angle, and it's really amazing. So even sharpening knives for a really long time, you're gonna find that you're inconsistent in spots, and that's gonna show up. And you can still get a knife sharp. I've seen people get knives sharp with, you can use anything from, you know, the bottom of a coffee cup you could use to sharpen a knife. You can roll down your window and use that edge of the glass at the top to sharpen a knife. Anything that you can do to impart an angle on a piece of metal, you can make sharp. There's just ways to do it that are better than others, that are easier. And you know, if you're desperate for a sharp edge, then there's lots of ways to do it. So I don't know that I would necessarily recommend this system to just the average person sharpening knives. It was really expensive. It was over $300, and they're even more than that now for these bigger models. But the company, TSProof, Tech Studios, they came out with what's called a Blitz 360, and I believe it came out just about a year ago, and I've never used it. They haven't sent me one, even though I was one of the first people making videos on this, and I know that they watch the videos from time to time because they've commented before. But if they sent me a Blitz, I would definitely review it and use it, and it might even be more convenient just because it's smaller than what this one is. But you might want to look into that if you're interested in sharpening knives. As I showed in a video just a couple days ago, we use this Norton stone that's on Amazon. That's called an India Redstone. That thing put a nice edge on a knife, on a pocket knife, and it was, you know, $30 or $35. So you don't have to spend a couple $100 to get your knife sharpened. But this is definitely a way to get a really nice edge. And I've had no problem sharpening some really high-end knives. I had probably a $500 or $600 set of knives come in the other day for a neighbor that I did, and she said that I got them sharper than they were when they were new, which was kind of a compliment. I appreciate that. I would not have touched that knife if I just had even some Arkansas stones or some nice Japanese nice Japanese stones. I would not have touched those knives if I didn't have this machine. So kind of gave me some confidence that I could do it correctly and do a really good job. All right, so we skipped ahead here to the medium fine, and we're just going through the stones. We're getting a pretty nice edge. I was able to work through on the other side most of that spot. It's not going to be perfect, but as we sharpen this knife over the next couple of times, then we can fix that. This is a knife that I'm going to be keeping. I traded my knife sharpening for this knife. So I got to pick one out of the lot, and this is the one that I chose. I just really dig that leather handle. I don't have any knife like this. It's so thin, and I'd like to go through and maybe repolish it a little bit, but I'm not going to do that on this video. We'll save that for another video. So it's just been really frustrating to try to keep up with the news these first few weeks of 2021. I think I'm just tired of being made to feel like I am a crazy person. And no one has ever called me a crazy person. I'm not crazy. But when you read these headlines and you think about the things that are going on, and it just I'm made to feel like I'm a crazy person. I guess maybe some of that's intentional, but I'm also like all of the news where, if like I was on Parlor for a little while, and a lot of people on there are just all about like that people are going to be locked up and there's going to be prisons, and some sort of justice is going to happen where all of these corrupt politicians are going to get what they deserve, and I just don't see that happening. Um, the I don't see that the swamp is going to be any less swampy. I still think they're very much in charge, and I think having the Biden administration at the top of the executive branch is just going to be a battle for us that are freedom loving and liberty loving, and that shoot firearms and own guns and go hunting and all of those things. We're just going to be in for a bit of a fight here, and I'm just coming out of 2020. I'm just so tired. I'm tired of it. It's just really frustrating. It's a very alienating position to be in. All right, let's go down to our final stone here. This is the 7.5 microns. I think that's around 2,000 grit. Is that right? 2,000 grit? I don't remember. It's 7.5 microns, whatever that is. It's our final polish, really. We're just polishing here on these last couple stones. All of the work has been done as far as putting the edge on the knife, and this is just ensuring that it's as smooth as it can be. Most of the people that left comments were of the same mind as I am, I guess, and had similar concerns about what was going down. There was, there's a handful of trolls that were making fun of me or whatever, but that's fine. I did take exception to the person who thought I was a hoarder. I am not a hoarder. Well, we are now making contact with that. It seems like because this blade is so skinny, maybe I didn't put it far enough out in the jaws, and I think I've touched right there. I think I heard it. Because this angle is really low. It's not common to find knives that are, usually it's a 20 or a 25 is the degree. And this is, we're sharpening this at a 15, which is really flat. And it looks like we're just kind of at the limitations of this machine here. I don't know, maybe it's not making contact. I feel like I hear it. Oh, we're almost done anyway. It's definitely not touching on this side. See, it was sharp before, but it was not, it was, I wish I had that piece of paper over here. Oh, here it is right here. It's jagged right there. I don't know if you can see that. There's little pieces of it hanging down of the paper where it's kind of tearing, versus this right here is just crisp and clean cut. There's none of that jagged edge there, which is pretty cool. Okay, so I am gonna make one little modification here. We're going to trim this up even. There we go. Just that little loose piece hanging out there. The rest of that just looks dirty. Looks like there was some damage there, but I think that is a lot better. So we'll oil the leather, and I also need to put some conditioner on this little sheath. Nice. So that's a case, they call it a 3-fin, which I wonder if that's the steel. I don't know about that 3-fin, but it's a case XX. All right, well, thanks for hanging out. We've got several more knives that we're gonna sharpen, so stay tuned for that. We also are gonna keep talking about ammo. I do have some 6.5 Creedmoor that's still coming in. We need to finish our 6.5 Creedmoor build, and then have a couple of lower receivers I'm working on, and that'll be kind of fun. So stay tuned, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.